I lost
Sorry.
audio.
Oh, sorry. Nope, that was my audio. That was just mucking up there. Let's try that again. Hold on. I can do this. Let's go.
Just just pretend.
Let's just pretend. All right, guys.
Yeah, yeah.
Well, we'll be back.
Take two.
All right. Take two. Take two. Here we go. Here we go. All right.
Anybody ever say anything crazy right before the stream goes on?
G'day guys and welcome, my name's Michael, I'm the Dead Aussie Gamer, and welcome to the Forge RPG Beta Test. I'm joined by these wonderful and amazingly talented performers from all around the world to playtest this awesome game by our dear GM and host for today's show, Ricky Martinez. G'day Ricky, how you doing?
How's it going? I'm doing great. I'm hoping everybody else is too.
Fantastic. Well, let's turn to our cast so that we can find out who they are and whether or not they are in fact doing okay. Starting, of course, with my immediate side here, we have, of course, none other than Robert Hartley, GM.
Hello, everybody. I'm Robert Hartley, GM. I'm a full-time Dungeon Master, TTRPG player, and professional nerd. And you can find me all over the internet at Robert Hartley GM. You can also find me as the Dungeon Master for a comedy group called Viva the Dirt League over on YouTube. That's what I'm most well known for. But I'm a Dungeon Master in my own right on Instagram and Twitter and YouTube and Twitch and other places that I'm forgetting. Robert Hartley GM everywhere.
I am assuming it's going down to me, but I could be vastly wrong.
Sure, I'll drop it down to AJ.
I thought we had an order. It was Dag, Rob.
Yeah, but Dag didn't introduce himself.
We did. You mean the bit where I said, "Hi everyone, my name's Dag, the Dead Aussie Gamer"? Is that the bit where I didn't introduce myself? And yes, we did have an order, but I guess that's fine. Allow me to introduce you to AJ. AJ.
Hi.
Look,
hello.
there.
My name's AJ. I am a dungeon master and world builder from Winter's Tales. You can find me at Winter's Tales Co. on all social media or on Twitch and YouTube, Winter's Tales.
And I am Detective Tato, voice actor and sometimes streamer. Someday I'll come back. I don't know. Whoever really knows. I mostly play TTRPGs somewhere, usually around these people you see, these wonderful, human, amazing entertainers. I don't know why I've got so confused now. Yeah, I'm playing Quinn. That's who I'm playing, and then that's all I got in my brain. I'm so excited. I'm going to throw it off to our to Ricky, our DM.
Hi guys, I'm Ricky. I'm going to be hosting this, and this is a show test of Forge. So we are going to be getting into the nitty-gritty of Forge today and actually understanding the system. We're going to explain exactly why you should switch over to Forge and never have to play another role-playing system ever again. Do you want to take it from here?
No. I think that's pretty much covered it. We're ready to get going, guys. So for those of you who haven't caught the previous VOD, they will be available over where you can find all of the cool stuff for Forge, including the Forge website as well. Links will be in the chat momentarily. And other than that, please enjoy the game.
All right. So we're going to talk about why Forge is such a good system. So I've been playing role-playing games for 20 years now. I love role-playing. It's one of my favorite things. And I've played a huge list of RPG systems. And I've seen flaws in all of them. I'm sure you guys have all shared that same experience. There's limitations and complicated rules or things that you don't like about the system. You're going to find that in every system, no matter what. And what I've done is I've tried to take all of my favorite parts, combine it into one brilliant system, make it as easy as possible to learn to get people over to the system quickly, while still allowing the ability to have whatever you want and enjoy your character. If you want to spend lots of time building characters, that's fine. If you want to build huge backstories, have huge worlds, whatever you want to do, everything is possible in the system. It's a point-based system. What that means is you don't pick from a class and a race like the standard, D&D kind of stuff where you are kind of limited to your choices. And what that ends up making is homebrews. I'm sure you guys have all played a homebrew or many homebrews before, right? And this system is made to just wipe that away, wipe that limitation away, and allow the build of everything. Now, there are a couple other systems that allow this, but the rule books are gigantic. I mean, hundreds of pages, so many things you got to keep track of, lists everywhere, and even then, just actually getting into the system causes complications. So we're going to get right into exactly how that is. Now, if you watched the previous stream, the last week, you might notice that everything was still there, right? We still had the same ability to role play. All of the gameplay is there. Nothing's removed. It's just improved. And we're going to start right off. So we're going to get into making characters today. You're going to see all of the players make a character today. And we're also going to get into how the system works and all of those things. So stay tuned and we're going to get right into it. So last time the players landed on a planet Xena 1099, the first planet that humans have discovered life on. So we traveled there. There was only vegetation. And when they showed up, I'm sure they were all waiting for a plot twist. They didn't run into any yet. They didn't find any life. And they are finishing up their 3 months of gathering data, gathering all of the different materials that they can grab from the planet to bring home and show back to the Earth. The captain calls them up and tells them that the woman that was pregnant, Sarah, if you guys remember, is going to give birth on the planet. It's going to be the first baby born on planet Xena 1099, and he wants everybody to be there, and he's going to do it at the meteor site. So he asks everybody to get there at their leisure, and he'll meet everybody there. So
we're going to need to know what the demonym of somebody from Xenob is now that we've got one. It's like Martian, Venusian. We're going to need a Zenubian. Zenubian. That works.
Oh, that's a cool
Zenubian.
one.
The first-born Zenubian.
Got a
That is
winner.
an epic way to. I'm from Zenubian. Yes, of course.
All right, so you guys head over to the meteor site. I'm at like Zoom 48. I don't know if that's if you guys can see the map easy on that. When you guys get there, you see in the middle of the islands that are there, the meteor has landed there. There's a small little crater with some what looks like mysterious aura coming from it. And you might have also noticed that there are two little stone pieces that seem to have broken off from the meteor. Meteorite? Asteroid? Something like that.
Technically, if it
Space
hits the
rock.
ground, it's a meteorite.
Yeah.
You learn something new every day.
So basically, if a asteroid flies from space and I catch it, it's still an asteroid.
Ah.
I'm kind of scared to see how you'll catch an asteroid, but I'm sold.
Yes.
I will be the first person to pay for a ticket for that.
Flag!
For it
And then
for it to remain an asteroid, he has to catch it in his butt.
yeah, and you know,
It's an
but
asteroid.
then you know, it'd be really funny as well is you can start a museum and have it and just be like the world's only asteroid, and then someone like knocks it off the table or something while they're cleaning. And it's like, oh shit.
You ruined it.
Become a meteorite.
So you guys, how do I put it just on this one? How do I pin this one? Pin. That's what we do. Okay. You guys notice these two little stone pieces. You guys are the first people to get there. You show up and you're the first ones there. There's these two little stone pieces on there. You pick them up and you notice that they are written in some language that you don't recognize. And I'll take you guys over to this real quick.
Read this?
Wow.
I think it's Chinese.
It doesn't look Chinese, dearie.
No.
Well, I have very many questions. Chief among it being, you know, sorry, this is just a world question. Are there aliens? Like, are we alone in this universe?
Yeah.
or-
Are we
As
a
far as
human
we know,
species
as
aware
far as we
of
know, yeah.
aliens?
All right. Well, unless someone came here much earlier on and I don't know, created the Ark of the Covenant, the implications here are vastly phenomenal. That we are not alone in this universe. That maybe something else, something more than human, made this.
I just stop. I'm kind of half listening, but I've picked up both pieces and I'm mushing them together like a jigsaw.
So anytime something like this comes up, if the player desires to learn more, they could roll an IQ check. So you would open your character sheet and.
I mean, I used to spend a lot of time reading because there's really not to do at the orphanage. I mean, I've looked at a few different languages. I can give this a shot.
Go ahead, love. Try it.
All right, I'll just roll stat with mods, right?
Yep. So the target for this is going to be a 27. It's a very difficult language. Almost nobody's ever heard of it. So the difficulty in this game is broken down into a few different categories. There's easy, moderate, difficult, and all the way up to miracle. So the difficulties range from 0 to 60, 1 to 60, and the GM determines that difficulty for every single thing that the person's going to be doing, and that gives complete control to the GM to determine, how much do you want to throw at the players? What do you want them to be able to do? Right? You decide that. And what's cool is in this system, since it uses a D20 for rolls, everything is 5%. So if you're wondering how much more difficulty you can do, you could just increase it by 1, and that increases it by 5%.
So if I have a less than 7 stat in intelligence or IQ, I can't hit a 27.
You can't hit it. That's correct. And if you had 27 in the stat, you wouldn't even need to roll. It's an automatic success.
Or if you had a 26 in the stat, because it's 26 plus the roll, right? And the minimum you can roll is a 1.
Well, a 1 is a critical failure.
Oh, so it
so
automatically
you
fails
could,
even if you have a 40 in the stat.
Correct.
So
which is why
what about a 20 then?
A 20 is a critical success.
So even with less than a 7, I could succeed on a 20?
You can't roll for difficulties that are greater than 21 above your stat. So you don't even have the potential to achieve them. Cool. Good questions.
Ooh, nice. Wait, no. You got a 21 success against a 10, but it's not a 10, it's a 27, so that's a failure.
I think Owen got a 27, huh?
Yeah, Owen got it.
Owen got a 27. Quentin.
Oh, I got.
So
that was me testing the dice roller, and
and you happened across the right answer as you're testing.
I did. I was like, I wasn't even there. I was like on a different planet. I was just like, you know what today is? Today's the day that I feel like I'll piece together 2 random bits of rock and figure out an entire alien subculture. Just
in a day.
In a day.
I like how quickly somebody moved that piece to the right spot on the puzzle. That was instant. That was great.
Sorry, I rolled the wrong thing. Since we haven't, so I haven't rolled my intelligence yet. Because we were starting to get to that at the end of the last session.
Yeah.
So I wouldn't even be able to roll this yet because I don't know what my IQ is. Is that correct?
What did you spend all your points on? It says you spent 72.
No, someone else was playing around with my character sheet. I haven't spent anything. I need to reset. Yeah. Thank you.
It only lets me move it on the grid. I have to remember that. Almost fit perfectly on the grid now. Dang it.
I'm just gonna delete it and make a new one. I don't actually know what happened there.
No worries.
Delete. Easy peasy. So the language is related to some the very first religion that was ever written. It's not recorded. It's not anything that's ever been worked on because there's no other writings to like kind of demonstrate what the book is. So it was kind of forgotten and left behind. So the language is very unknown, and you probably need some kind of journal or something to understand it. A little bit after that, the captain lands, as well as a few other people. A crowd starts forming. You see the pregnant woman. You could tell she's already moaning. She's in pain. She's about to pop, right? And so she's on her knees. She gets into the water. As she gets into the water, you guys look down and you notice that there is something moving in the water. It's very small, but it looks like a tadpole.
There's a. Have you seen this? There's a frog in the water.
Did no one check the birthing pool before we put the woman in
Well,
the birthing pool?
The rest of the planet's got no life on it. Why would the water have life on it?
You guys checked the water too. The water did not have life on it.
Is that
Checked
the
it.
baby?
Sarah, get out. Sarah, get out of the water.
Do we kill it? What do we do with this? Right? What's
I'm gonna-
Don't
this
kill
isn't
it.
covered in the manual.
It's alien life. If you don't kill it, just get Sarah away from it. It might like swim up inside her and burst out her stomach like an alien.
All right, come on, Sarah, I got you. Let's go. Let's move over.
Hey! I start poking at the water in the direction of the tadpole.
I'm
Oh,
gonna-
I forgot to move.
Yeah,
you guys over.
I'm gonna see if there's like if there's like a stick. I'm gonna like use it like.
Are you
a
gonna attack the tadpole?
Well, not attack it. You're gonna like shoo it. You know, like swat it. Like no.
Can I discern whether this tadpole came out of Sarah?
No, as you guys look around the water, you guys notice that there is actually a significant amount of fish-like creatures and tadpoles in the water around this one site. You guys checked in a lot of areas and didn't find any source of life anywhere. I'm gonna take you guys to the big map real quick just to show like where you guys were compared to where you are. I need to delete that. You guys were over here somewhere and kind of walked around on that continent a little bit, checking stuff out in that area.
Mm-hmm.
And then the meteor site is all the way over here in these rings of islands. It's pretty significantly different, but if you guys remember in the last session, the planet all of a sudden started giving off some new form of radium from the spectrograph. I think it's called the spectrograph.
Yeah.
So we're saying right now, is this pool of water like the only form of life on here? How did we miss this, guys?
Also, I refer back to the fact we put a pregnant woman in a pool of water without checking it.
The water. You were there as well. But everybody else. It was everybody. We checked all of the water everywhere else. It's just. I guess.
Oh, the
wasn't my
baby's
job.
coming!
Yeah.
Ah!
Somebody-
Okay. Oh my God, your grip is so strong.
I'm gonna go right up to the water's edge, and I'm gonna try and fish out one of these tadpoles in my hand.
I'm gonna help Sarah give birth.
Not good.
I'm being the supportive, definitely not a dad.
Mm.
She you can see her, obviously she has the swollen belly and all of that going on, and about 2 minutes go by of her screaming and moaning. All of a sudden the baby disappears. Her belly is no longer swollen, but there is no baby born. There's no baby in the water. There's no sign of the baby at all.
Is it-
Not to alarm
Where's the baby gone?
anybody. It might just be my eyesight and my
Is it not crying? If it don't cry, you have to hold it upside down and hit it on the bum.
Where's my baby?
good question, Sarah.
Hold it upside down and hit it on the bum. I don't hear it crying.
But
What's going on?
there's no baby. There's no baby.
What?
There's nothing here.
Was it gas?
I've heard of things called false pregnancies happen.
Look, that's not how that works. It definitely wasn't gas for 9 months.
The
So
captain sees what's going on. You can see he's trembling. He's so afraid of what just happened. He immediately orders everybody to get into their launch pods and go back to the ship for safety.
Wait, I've almost got one. I'm still trying to fish out a tadpole.
You
let's
see him.
I'll
Go ahead.
I'll help her get back on. And what's going on right now?
Can I knock Sarah out?
Yeah, I was gonna say, do we have
I
like
feel
chloroform
like
on
this is a
me?
bit traumatic. Do we have
That's-
like a
that's gonna be super
some sort of
thrown,
sleeper
right?
agent, some sort of like
clock her right in the center.
no,
Yeah.
I'm
Yeah, it's like
get a piece
Mazel
of
tov.
2x4 and crack her in the back of
you
the
know,
head.
just some anesthetic, just like go to sleep, go to sleep, go to
This is a
sleep.
very Far Cry 3 moment.
I've got a portable ability to do that, right?
Yeah. I mean, she has
And
no
leg lock
defense.
around
She's
the
not paying
neck at
attention.
the
So
wrist.
I'm
as
not
long
gonna
as your DX is
physically
above-
knock her out. I'm just
Just
gonna
stun.
like use medicine to put her to sleep.
apply something. That's
Yeah.
a great idea. Yeah, that's a great idea.
Okay.
How heavy are the 2 stones that I've clearly been paying attention to and not making character minis?
They're not heavy at all. They do seem to come from the rock that the meteorite's made out of, though.
Cool. I'm gonna grab them before I get in my pod, because I think a couple of things. First of all, this is very bizarre. Secondly, I think that something must have gone wrong. I think the worst, that this pregnancy has happened and the worst has come to be, and likely one of the fish or tadpoles might have eaten the baby, but there's no blood, which means that might not be the case. And with Gurgle poking around in the water, that's not likely the case. There's something not right here. Super not right. And
I just slipped my fingers.
danger is definitely a thing. So he's going to say, look, we cannot explain this right now. We need to get back to the ship.
Ooh, it's slimy.
And don't-
okay.
Gurgle, dearie, come on,
Almost
back
got
into
it.
the
Just
pod.
keep dropping them.
It's, you know what? They could be flesh eating, so let's just
Oh, yeah,
pull our
that's a good
hand out
point.
of the water
Oh, I've
and
seen-
just, you know,
I've seen those.
follow me.
I see. It's like the scarab beetles from the Mummy. Yeah, it goes in the skin. No, I don't want that.
Owen, where are you? What? Come on, man. We gotta go. We gotta get out of here.
Get on a ship and get out of there.
If anybody was watching the birth, you even seen the baby's head crown and then slowly
Okay.
just disappear. And it shrink into nothingness. So if you were watching, that's what you seen. I don't know who was all watching.
Oh, I was helping her give birth, so I saw everything.
Yeah, I was holding her hand, so I'm
Now,
just
when you
going.
say- When you say disappear, like it went translucent and disappeared like that, or it like shrunk, or
it shrunk into
shrunk.
nothing.
So the baby went tiny size.
The
and
baby
then
dissolved.
right.
Baby.
Like a
Tiny
baraka,
little-
like, you know, you put it into like a paper thing and... Damn it!
It's like the reverse one of those dinosaurs that you pop out from a pill.
Yeah.
Effervescent children.
The first one of those.
One of those expanding towels.
I
Alright.
am coming to grips with my place in the universe and the existence of life that is potentially greater than our own. Existential dread, crisis, all my religious beliefs are now out of the window. And I'm slowly drifting into a void of ennui.
Fair enough.
Perfect.
So, you guys collect all of your things that if you grab the rocks or if you had anything else, you grab that up. Get into the launch pads. You see the captain help Sarah into hers, and they take off as she's passed out. As you guys get up to the launch, up to the Serenity, you guys are informed to start looking at the specific bacteria and parasites samples that you guys have taken and record the data. you guys, whether you do that or not, after a certain amount of time, a lady comes back and she says that she has found something that might be related to what happened. She's found a parasite, but the parasite is not carbon based. It's made out of radium, and it's not something that we have on Earth. All life forms are carbon based on Earth, and this doesn't make any sense. We didn't even know it was possible. And it seems that for some reason, the newborn child did not accept this it was not ignored like it was for us. All of you guys were unharmed by this. For some reason, the parasite was eaten by this child.
What? The child
The
ate
child.
one of the tadpoles.
The parasite ate the child.
Or
Yes.
yeah, slowly ate it till it was nothing. Ate its nutrients. Not whole,
Oh,
That's wait, that's nasty. So the
Holy
parasite
shit.
was inside Sarah?
It must be
Um,
inside
yes.
all of us.
Apparently, we all have this parasite, but it doesn't harm us for some
Oh,
reason.
that's nasty. I had worms once after a night out. It was not nice. I had to take some tablets, and it killed the worm. And then I had to poop it out. It was gross.
I
yeah,
think
it's
Do we
I
do
think
the
this is
same?
more of a chemical thing, Lovey.
Yeah, like
uh,
the chemist. Like I'll take
Yeah,
tablets, and the
like
chemicals
a
will kill it.
like a chemical worm.
do we need to like get one of the tadpoles and dissect it, or what are we doing here? What's our game plan? What can we do? I
I think we should put Sarah in therapy to
Yeah,
start with.
yep. That's pretty messed up to have your baby
Yeah.
eaten by a parasite worm.
Well, I
maybe
think we
maybe keep her in cryo for
Yeah,
a bit.
I
Yeah,
think we should just keep her asleep until we
Yeah.
sort this out, to be honest.
The captain says that he's gonna make sure that she stays in, and he'll cover any of her shifts.
Sorry, Captain. I know your secret lover, Sarah, she'll be asleep for a while, but you'll be
I'm
fine.
not so secret.
I mean,
It's the
Also,
captain.
just-
If
just
it's the
put-
captain's kid, then the captain probably also needs therapy here because
Yes.
it's not just the mother. That...
Yes.
just
Can't lose the
rounds of
captain
therapy.
though.
The
Therapy's
lady
good for
Joanne,
everyone.
Therapy for
Everyone.
everybody.
the lady Joanne says that she's gonna continue her research. She'll stay awake a couple longer months to figure out exactly what this parasite is and how it affected the birth of that child on the return home.
Wait, what?
Home? What? Home? What? Home?
Sorry,
Where?
a baby was eaten, and we're gonna fly home.
Well,
with
we
a
don't
parasite.
we don't have the food to sustain forever here. We have to return home. That was always the plan.
All right. Well,
Yeah.
I think perhaps maybe the plan needs to change a very small amount. I know that the intention was to go on, but understand this: not only have we found alien life, but we have also managed to find an alien parasite.
Yeah.
You want us to potentially infect all of ourselves and drag alien parasites back to Earth to potentially infect the entire population. We know at the very least this alien is killing babies. We could
Mm.
unintentionally, completely and utterly destroy the procreation of the human species if we were to introduce this parasite back to Earth.
But
Captain.
like,
Absolutely.
yeah, but like we won't have to land down. We just get into low Earth orbit with Earth, and then they send up people to meet us with drugs and stuff. Like if they send a bunch of them drugs that I took when I had a tapeworm, and then we get rid of the parasites before we go to Earth. Like we just
Gurgle,
do
I
it.
think the big thing here is we have no idea what we're bringing along if we take this spaceship back into orbit, much less back home. So there might
But
even be
the-
more things.
Why don't we take some of the soil that we found down on this planet and start growing our own food? We've got those
Yeah.
tadpoles. Maybe we can find a food source there.
Yeah, and
Or
there's no insect.
cannibalism is always an option.
What? No, it's not.
With
That's
the danger of the planet and the unknown parasite, also with the food running out, the captain says this is not an option. We only have 100 years of food anyway. If we are later than that, we might run out and start starving. So this is a dire need. We need to head back to Earth.
But growing food, it didn't grow here.
Didn't we?
It does,
we
but
have-
but the biodome only lasts so long before food stops producing.
Oh.
All right, Captain, if you think that's the best course of action, we will potentially eradicate the ability to have babies back on Earth. That's
We will solve this. We have 100 years to solve this, so we will solve this before we get back there.
You are correct. Yes.
Out of character, real quick. Are we supposed to be fighting the captain right now to go back, or are we trying to stay?
Yeah, is this a mutiny?
Yeah,
Are
I
we
feel-
conducting a mutiny?
I mean, this feels like it's going straight into D&D territory of mutiny. God damn it.
Yeah.
Me.
Do you need us
The-
to
the
go back
NPC
to the Earth?
NPC
is
in
the
authority is telling
question.
us one thing.
Yeah,
so
yeah,
we're
yeah.
going to the other.
The captain orders cryosleep orders. He gives out the rule book or the rules for the return home. He also mentions that there were some messages sent from Earth that arrived to us. They were basically the same information that we sent back to them. They were just verifying that it was correct. They said after your message reached us about being out of trajectory, it seems an asteroid collided with it. The planet's tilted, has extreme heat, extreme cold. That's very high rate of change. Oh, and they want you guys to run a bunch of DNA tests on the samples that you guys have, if you had any animals, and make sure that you get a full breakdown of how all of that stuff works. So that's going to be on the agenda on the return home.
Okay, so quick question out of that. We did decide to bring animals then onto the ship. So we had farming capabilities. So we had animals with us.
No, you guys didn't have any animals.
But now we
Okay,
have,
okay.
now we have the tadpoles that we.
But you guys do have some.
Right,
some...
okay.
Oh, so I managed to get some before leaving.
Good job,
Yeah,
Gurgle.
yeah.
You are. You're
Still just tapping the glass mason jar that's got a tadpole in.
I like to also imagine you put air holes in it.
What have you named? What have you named him? What have you named the little tadpole
Widow.
thing? What?
Widow.
Okay.
Because he's an widow fella. He's a widow fella.
We don't-
Yeah, that's sweet. Anyone
we
else
calling-
concerned at all for the state of this crew?
Yeah. Let's do some tests on everyone. Those.
I think that's
who
a good
had-
idea. Yeah.
Yeah. Let's those of us who had any contact on that island with those animals specifically. So Gurgle, you're definitely gonna need a check out after you grab
but
it with your hands.
But I don't have an itchy bum, so I think I'm good.
Yeah, I think but
Yeah,
it
I
might
think-
hit differently for different people.
You
Look,
know, some symptoms start in other areas, Gurgle. Do you have an itchy arm?
No, I've got an itchy forehead.
Well, that could be it.
But
Yeah, let's run some scans.
My
right.
stomach
I
isn't
think
connected
perhaps-
to this one, so the
I think
tapeworm
perhaps the
can't get in my head.
I think perhaps the captain is very eager for us to get on the path back home. I agree with everyone. I think perhaps it is a bit hasty. Perhaps maybe through his grief, he has made this decision for us to return back to Earth and potentially chemically castrate everyone. But
He did
In-
lose a baby.
I think right now it is better
no.
than certain death. Quinn, I think you're
Now,
also
now
right.
I'm
We
thinking
should.
about it. My bum's itching. Because I've thought about not.
All right,
having an itchy
Gurgle,
bum
you
and
go
that.
to medical bay right now, and you're
Yeah,
going to
okay.
get
Number
scanned
one.
first. You are the first person we will scan, and what we'll do is we'll start to scan for signs of said, like parasite and what potential hazards it has. Full
Yeah,
biological.
let's go talk to the
scan.
science officer.
Let's do this.
And the four of us will stay awake while the rest of the crew go into cryo sleep and we head towards Earth.
Question mark?
We'll take a ship.
Yes.
Yeah, we'll do it as a
Okay.
group.
Yes.
All right, so
Yeah,
that's what's
you guys-
happening.
You guys are still taking shifts, and of course running the test on the stuff. The first thing you guys find from doing these tests is that the tadpole that Gurgle brought has complete immunity to the parasite. It doesn't affect him. It's not even on, there's no sense. There's no way to tell that it's even on the tadpole. For some reason, it doesn't affect the tadpole at all. The second thing that you guys find is that the parasite has no negative effects for you guys. It doesn't seem to impact any of you. The question of why it impacted the baby is a little bit unsure. So you guys have sent a few messages recording all of this back to Earth. And after about 3 months of flight, you guys get a message from Earth. Now, if you guys remember, you are 100 light years away, which means that messages take 100 years to travel all the way to you guys. So anything that they sent, if it's getting to you now, that means that they actually sent it 6 months after you guys left. So when you guys get this message, it's pretty much been 6 months on Earth time. But they're, obviously you're 100 years ahead. I don't know if I'm confusing people. I'll
I
stop.
got you.
Yeah, lots of time dilation. Got it.
The
Timey-wimey.
the message informs you guys that Earth has been deemed uninhabitable. 4 nukes were launched, and after that, many more were launched, and most of the air is now unbreathable. Food is not growing, and most of Earth's crust is dead. They have their most important engineers and politicians and underground bases, but it is not sustainable, and Earth is not going to recover before the human race goes extinct.
Oh, that's great. That's real
So-
good. So it's
I
real.
don't even get to meet my. Well, okay.
So
That's real good.
we should head back to the toxic planet.
You
Because
guys,
that's
you guys
definitely the only place that we could grow food now.
after the captain is informed about this message, he says that there is not enough fuel to return back in order to stop the
Great. That's good.
So we
love
should
that.
have thrown a mutiny and stopped
Yep.
you from going in the first
Yep.
place.
Yep. Mutiny time.
Yeah,
We can
I-
burn other things to get us back.
Yeah, I think we should put the captain in cryo sleep. Sorry, Captain, but
Yeah, Captain. We're on mutiny time. We're so sorry about this. And
yeah. So we're basically gonna just overwhelm him, grab him, throw him in a cryopod, and what I'm gonna do is just before we seal him up is I'm gonna take his therapy pass and I'm gonna keep that for myself because clearly my wife, my children, all of my descendants have just been wiped out in nuclear war. So I'm gonna keep that just for me, I don't
this
worry.
poor therapist has so much work cut out for them.
Oh,
Just
yeah.
to be all-
I think then Bethina is gonna set up like a council room with a conch shell, very Lord of the Flies, and that's how we'll start making
It
decisions.
starts immediately.
the conch
It
is
has been ready.
Whittle.
Yeah,
The conch is Whittle.
yeah.
Whittle is the
Whittle
conch.
in the jar.
Yeah.
This is the talking
This is
jar
the
of
talking
tadpole.
jar.
Yeah.
Only those in contact with Whittle get to speak.
Yeah.
So after a few
that will
days
evolve
of,
over a few. That will evolve over time to be like Whittle is giving the person speaking the authority to speak, and then people start worshiping Whittle.
Maybe. Who knows?
We are creating
Sorry,
a cult.
Ricky.
This is great. This
Go
is how
ahead.
religion is created.
after a few days of this mutiny going on, you get a second message, and they have developed a plan on Earth to evacuate and head to planet Xenub 1099. They have no way of knowing if the planet is safe, and they won't receive your messages for 100 years. This is humanity's last hope, and they can only pray that planet Xenub 1099 can host them. And they're gonna bring building plans and all of their scientists and everything that they kept safe to hopefully and to cover any possible things that might show up.
That's great.
guys can
So that
go-
means they're on the way.
Can I send an email to them, please?
What's our messaging like? Yeah.
Just
what's our-
like a video call. I'm just gonna send them a message. Hello, dearies. This is Bethina Margaret Catherine Jones. Could you come and pick us up on the way, please, to the planet? We are coordinates. I enter
Wherever
the
we are.
coordinates into the email. Sincerely, help us.
Oh my God! Please bring therapists. We need therapists so badly, so badly.
many
Please.
therapists.
You see
will
that,
receive
I've
that
run
message.
out of protein powder. Could you bring protein powder as well?
Yeah, you see Owen's in like a room, and he's created a small shrine with the 2 rocks he took from the planet. There's like big charcoal circles just everywhere in his room, and he's like, "It all makes sense." The stars, they see through our eyes and speak through the stones.
Hey, Owen.
Ah.
You good there, bud?
No, I'm fine. I'm fine. Have we found fuel? Can we get back to the
Yep.
planet Zenab yet?
I mean, it's probably easier if you
What?
open the door.
What is Whittle said? Tell me what Whittle says.
There's no fuel.
Damn it. All right. I will keep working on it.
So, question, Game Master. What?
Yeah.
What do
well,
we
just stranded?
do? What do we do? What do we? Are we?
Well,
Are we
don't-
making
looking for a
farms on
planet
the
to land?
ship?
you disobedient mutinist. You don't deserve. No, I'm just kidding. I already planned to kill all your characters. No, I'm just kidding.
Perfect. Is this now a fight to the death? Because I will turn this into it. Are we growing
you guys-
food on the ship, or are we?
We dead space in it? Like, what's going on?
Yeah.
Well, if you wouldn't have tied up the captain, what he would have said was that just wait for their plan to understand what that is. When we receive their messages, we'll continue from then. What he said was to look for planets, to potentially do that ricochet thing. The
Yeah.
orbit where you get slingshot.
Yep.
That's what they call it.
Slingshot.
Okay.
Hopefully not ricochet.
Fine.
Very different.
I hope not.
I
Alright,
I wake up the most proficient space pilots that we have on the ship, and we do that.
Well, could I make a IQ check or test to see if I am smart for smarty things?
Absolutely. Let's do a.
Are we smarty? Is it smarty time in it?
19?
19. Yeah.
All right. I've got a good chance for this.
Fail.
Dang.
I will. Let's see if this farmer's got anything in him.
Nice.
Where is...
Okay.
It's target 19, yeah.
Yep, target 19. Yeah.
And this is about what? Piloting skills or what?
Yeah, to see what it would take to, if there's any planets or large things we can use gravity from to slingshot back.
And given that my guy is specifically only smart in one very specific area of physics, and that is kinematic motion, which is
So
what
this is a
related
specific
to.
This is a specific rule and made for role playing specifically. Whenever you're doing a roll check, if you feel like your character wouldn't be good at this thing, you can give yourself a -5 modifier.
Mm-hmm.
And that applies for anytime that you don't feel like you'd be good at this. So if you don't think that your character has any of these smarts, then you give yourself a -5.
This is the opposite situation where I'm saying that this is the only thing my character would be.
Oh, the only thing.
So
would
would I have a
rolled mine
circumstantial-
with a disadvantage.
Will this be a circumstantial +5? Does it go both ways?
No.
No. Okay.
No,
Because
you're
my
good-
guy
you're good at
has a
everything.
degree. He has like a master's degree in physics in like kinematic.
You would have
mechanics.
higher
He
IQ.
is-
You would have higher IQ.
Well, no, because he doesn't know anything else.
He is the pilot.
So
So
in this,
he knows
if you-
knows about the mechanics aspect of physics and not anything else.
So if you did want something specific to a very specific type of a role, like in this case, that would be an ability. So your ability would be
Right.
something like mathematics or something like that.
Okay, gotcha.
And let me see the character sheet real quick.
Abilities. I will add
Dag
an
on the
ability
screen.
and make it mechanics. How does
Can you
that
pull up
work?
a character sheet, Dag?
Add.
I can pull out my character sheet.
Yes.
Very well.
Name.
So now that I have a blank character sheet again, which is thank you. Can we go over once again how I get my 4 stats?
Yes. So this would
'cause
be a
we-
great time. So this would be a great time to bring out the quick start guide.
Yeah.
The game comes with a quick start guide that is user friendly and easy to get a hold of. I'm going to show. Oh, you already got it. Nice.
Yep.
And this is a 1-page thing to teach all the rules of either creating a character on the left-hand side or how to play the game on the right-hand side. So we've kind of described how to roll. Anytime you're doing anything, you're going to roll a d20, add the stat, add any applicable modifiers, and you're trying to meet the difficulty. When you're creating a character, there are a few things to pay attention to.
Mhm.
And I need to open mine, sorry. So the first thing is obviously the stats. There's 4 stats. They range from 0 to 40. 5 is a basic human. I think I told I mentioned that you guys, or since you're all astronauts, you're supposed to have high IQ. I guess Bethina doesn't actually need high IQ. But if you look at the middle, there's a CP cost table, and the CP cost table is your character point cost table. So that shows what things cost. So stats cost 5 for an increase in one of the stats. So anytime you're increasing a stat, you'll spend 5 points. You start with 200 character points for the average adventure. That's not a locked in value. That's just the recommended, especially for first timers or for quick sessions and stuff like that. 200 is a
Yeah.
great starting point. The rulebook has examples as far as what 400 and 600 and all that means if you want to start in a different location. So if you want to, what was your question exactly? I'm sorry.
So I've got to spend 5 of my stats to increase my 5 of my character points to increase my stat by 1.
Yes.
And I can only go up to 40 per stat like for toughness is 40
And you went,
max.
yeah, and if you took toughness to 40, that would be all 200 character points.
Yes. Okay. Got it. And do I need to keep character points for things further on? So is it advantageous for me to use less for my initial stats because character points can cost other things later?
Yes. So
Okay.
there's that CP cost table is really useful there for seeing all the things that you can spend character points on. So that's all the things you can spend them on. There's stats.
Okay.
You can increase your offense. You can increase your defense. There's abilities, which we mentioned a little bit ago. And then spells all cost 1, and you can increase your mana as well with character points.
And what is mana?
Mana is used to cast spells. Anytime
Okay.
you cast a spell, there's going to be a different cost based off of the difficulty of the spell. So
Okay.
if you don't have enough mana, then you can't cast it. You
So-
can use HP to cast spells, though.
Yeah, cool. So I'll keep some of my character points to be able to put into potentially magic or abilities later down the track. So it's not a good idea for me to use up all 200 now. Got it.
The way that the system is designed is there is a pre-run, which is technically what we're in now. And during the pre-run, it lasts about 5 sessions. The players are allowed to change any of their stuff on their character sheet at any time. So if you think that you spent too much in IQ and you want to change that, reduce it down and go spend something on an ability or something like that, during the pre-run, you're allowed to change whatever you want. Nothing's locked in.
Until the end of those 5 sessions, and then that's like the character you play with. Okay, cool.
Exactly.
All right. But, thank you very much. I'll work out my 4 stats now that I know that, and then I'll check it back in with you guys about what you're rolling for in regards to shooting the ship to orbit a planet. Cool.
This is going to be perfect. Nothing could possibly go wrong.
Just a quick thing on abilities. Abilities are kind of like passives. They're always active, and they are not special attacks. So abilities could give something like you said, you're got a degree in this specifically. So whenever engineering comes up, I get a +2 to my IQ rolls. That would be an ability. An ability can also be something like your character flies or can see through walls or anything like that. There's the only limit there is that they're considered always active. You can have something where you roll to determine whether or not it is active at that moment. There's specific rules in the rule book on how to determine that kind of stuff. So abilities are very important. Abilities are what make the game limitless. Abilities are what make it so that you can make any character that you want.
Yeah.
And they're similar to like feats or stuff like that in other role-playing systems.
How does one choose the cost of an ability? It says variable there on the table.
Yep, good point. So abilities are determined by the GM when the ability is labeled. Whenever you're writing down an ability, you want to label exactly how it affects you in game and what the reason why you want it. The GM is going to determine a point cost based off of his specific campaign, because sometimes, like for instance, flying like a Superman at twice speed or something like that could be 50 points, right? A very expensive ability. But if everybody's a bird in your campaign and everybody has the ability to fly, it might only cost 5 points. So the GM determines
Yes.
it based off of his campaign and how he thinks it affects him in the game.
Okay, so if I wanted, for instance, to have an ability called Masters in Mechanics, and anything related to forces and motion, such as gravity, friction, inertia, the things that are mechanics in the field of physics known as mechanics. If I wanted that to be a +5 to my IQ roll, how much would that cost?
So there actually is a specific mention in this. There's a time when you want to increase stats for specific times. In fact, abilities are used for that quite often.
Mhm.
And what you're doing there is counting the number of circumstances that it would help you in. In this
Mhm.
case, I would deem it to be 1. So it would be 1 point for every 1 bonus you want.
Right.
So
okay,
however
so
many
it'd be 5
however many points you want to put
points.
into that will increase the modifier when you roll for that specific thing.
And it said somewhere that like commoners have like a 10 in things, or was it a 5 in things? A 5 in things for commoner.
A 5 is a basic human, 10 is experienced.
Cool. 10 is experienced, so I would want a. So given that I've got a +4, I would want a +6. So it would cost me 6. Cool. Gotcha. I will do that.
All right. Now my nonsense question about the rules. So Owen has gone down the path of the occult, and I want to talk about magic because I would love to be able to use mana and spells and magic and stuff, which is why I geared all that stuff. So I want to make a spell. How do I make a spell?
Great question. So in this game, magic is not exactly the same thing as spells. For the most part, you can think of them the same if that's easy for you to understand. A spell is an effect that you apply, and I'll give an example. If you're Spider-Man and you can shoot a web, technically that's not magic. But the effect that it applies is that it roots the character, right? The person that you hit can no longer move. So that would be a spell or an effect. And anytime that you want to make a spell, it's kind of the similar process as abilities. You're going to make a spell, to write down exactly how it affects you in game, or what the effect is exactly. The effect always affects one person and has a specific duration, and you're going to choose that duration, and the GM is going to determine the difficulty for that spell difficulty based off of how strong he thinks the effect is. And that ranges from 1 to 60, just like the regular difficulty chart. I give the example of 60 being the Thanos snap. That's a 60. That's a 60 difficulty spell. And there's quite a bit of examples in the rule book that show things that I think are relevant, but those aren't even permanent. You can change those if you don't like those values. Whatever you think is fine for that. A good example of a spell could be something like breathes underwater for a certain amount of time. If you wanted to have a magic spell that had a target breathe underwater.
All right. I want to go with a spell that, let's go with, allows me to see in different spectrums, like infrared, UV, that sort of thing. I want like kind of eyes that can see in different types.
Nice. Now, and as an experienced player, obviously, I would recommend that be in an ability. But abilities, like I said, are always active. You just want it to be temporarily for a duration, then that would be a spell, and something like that. In this game, it's not going to impact almost anything, right? I don't have any certain circumstances where that's going to affect you very much. So I would give that something below a 10. Because I don't think that should be too hard to land. I don't think it's going to be something that should cost a lot of mana, and it doesn't take a lot of actions. So I would give it like an 8 in difficulty level. Spells are balanced in this game, and this is one of my favorite parts of the system. Spells are balanced by mana and actions. So as the difficulty increases, the mana cost and the actions also increase. And that is a huge balance factor as far as like being, when you go to cast Thanos Snap, you shouldn't be able to cast that on your first try, right? It should take some time to do that, on top of the fact that you have to roll a crit to land that spell anyway. the the amount of time it takes increases as the spell gets more powerful and more powerful. So that's a great balancing factor. The other thing is the fact that spells roll against difficulty always, even if you're hitting an opponent with an attack that is a spell, like a fireball or something like that, the spell still rolls against the difficulty, which means the players do not get any defense to a spell, right? You can't roll defense to that spell. Now there is an ability for magic resistance. It's two character points to increase that. You can increase your magic resistance, which increases difficulty of spells cast on you. That's the only real defense that you get to spells. And the reason why this rule was so important for me was because mind control. Mind control is a very, very powerful spell or an ability or whatever you want to call it. And generally, from my experience, the games that I've played, they actually have specific rules to prevent these powerful spells from being used on people who, don't have any defenses against it. So if you want to mind control somebody and you don't have to make it any harder for you, all you have to do is beat their defenses, and their defenses are low, then it's too easy to mind control them. You can just force them to do whatever you want. So the difficulty of the spell, the action increase, and the mana increase of the spell as it gets harder is a perfect way of balancing out attacks that apply effects, in my opinion. Did that answer all your questions there, Dag?
Oh yeah, no, I've got my spell. I'm happy. Yep.
Okay. All right. Where were we? We're on the ship.
I'm about to roll my intelligence. Now that we worked out how the ability works with masters and mechanics, I'm going to roll my intelligence.
So you'll notice on the character sheet, there's actually 2 dice next to your intelligence. One of them is got an orange tint. That one is if you want to apply modifiers. Yep.
Wonderful.
Speaking of modifiers, could I cast my spell to use my eyes to scan spectrums of radiation? Never mind. I don't look at him. I avoid Gurgle. I run. I find the black box of this spaceship and I go and hug it immediately. I do not help Gurgle.
For those of you who don't know what just happened, we have the wonderful thing of having a critical failure. The first one of our campaign.
After all that work of me going, how do I make sure that Gurgle actually is good at this mechanics of talk? It's a talk of inertia and gravity and simple kinematic equations. The one thing that he's super intelligent at. And I gave myself, for the cost of 10 points, I gave myself a plus 10 to any rolls related to mechanics, meaning I had a plus 14 to this roll. Rather than my usual plus 4 of intelligence.
But you know what? This story is just on the path to being an absolute horror of us being stuck in space
Gurgle
and
is
mutating.
Gurgle in the middle of his workout is like trying to help people with his kinematic equations. He's like, oh yeah, you just need to carry the one, blah blah blah, and then he just gives them a path directly into a planet.
This is like Red Dwarf.
It should be fine.
Yeah, Gurgle has literally just given up, considering he's so focused on protein powder. He just really needs that protein
I
powder.
believe my protein powder's gone.
So I mentioned that rolls of 1s and 20s are crits. There is a crit system in this game that it's slightly different than what I said. So the actual truth is one is a crit fail, a high or low requirement. So when you roll a 1, you do fail. You fail automatically. You don't get to do it. You can see that in the chat, right? I think Okay. And so whenever you roll a 1 though, it's not automatically a crit fail. You have to roll a high or low. So if you notice on the character sheet at the very top, there's a high or low button. You can pick one of those and press that.
Can be a high. Nailed it.
So that means that you don't crit fail. You just fail.
Just fail. Nothing extra bad happens.
On a 20,
by protein.
When a 20 is rolled, you do automatically get a crit success, and that gives that feel-good feel of the system. And optionally, you can use a high or low to gamble the crit success and double crit success. And you can continue to gamble it for triple, quadruple, and going on. But if you fail at any time, you lose all crits.
So basically, Gurgle just sort of noticed the planet, started pointing us towards, it, and then went, "Wait a minute." Nope, never mind.
It's not a planet. It's not a planet. Never mind.
It's just like a bit of mustard from your sandwich.
Something on the screen there. Oh no.
Why are you eating the supplies?
You gotta keep your protein up. And the powder's gone, so I've had to eat the chicken.
Oh my god.
His built-up anxiety finally caught up to him about the Earth being destroyed. It finally
Mm.
impacted him enough that his emotions got in the way, even though he's been
Yeah.
trying to ignore them this entire time.
Man.
And
That means Knees is dead.
Well, I mean,
Sniffers is dead as well.
I mean, strictly speaking, they were all dead before the nuclear war.
There's extra
Yeah,
dead
true.
now. I
But
guess.
like, he would have been dead like before. I thought he was dead. Like he would have been dead. He's long dead before time made him dead. You know,
Mm.
Or hurt brain.
like he probably died. He might have got like 2 heads or something. Sniffer would have liked that.
now I did want to mention that this is on Roll20. I don't know if I mentioned that before. Roll20 is already implemented. You can actually run the system in Roll20. This isn't like some special setup. You can do it yourself. And so you guys continue to go on. I think I have more messages to read from the from Earth. Earth sent you more messages.
Message.
The ship they are building is large enough to house 60,000 people and last 2,000 years with everyone awake if need be. They plan to bring every piece of technology with them, and they will enter cryosleep during the travel, but have members awake awaiting your transmissions. At first, messages will be 100 years apart, but as you get closer, the messages will be fewer years apart. The ship will have a docking station for your people. So you guys are going to be able to dock onto their ship. So they're going to have a special catch for you guys to make sure that they can dock. And since there's not enough fuel for you guys all to return, when you guys are 10 light seconds, you're just going to exit light speed and begin top speed operations. You guys get another message that they finalized the ship and they named it Noah's Ark. They have all the animals that they decided to help with the farming on the ship. They will send a list of all the animals in the future messages. We found out that there are more than 60,000 people alive on the planet, which they weren't anticipating. So they need to take a percentage of people, and they've made a test to make sure that they get the right people, and everybody else are just going to leave behind.
That's messed up. Should be a lottery. I'm not good at tests. I wouldn't have been chosen if I had to do a test.
You don't know that, dearie. You don't know that.
Can't even figure out how to orbit around a planet. Jeez.
That's messed
anyway,
up.
Just
man.
joking.
Just testing.
Who was
Sorry,
that
Google.
guy that was just on the deck bullying bullying Gurgle?
Did you hear it as well? I thought it was
I
Whittle.
have the talking tadpole.
The fifth message you guys
As
get
Whittle
is the list
started
of
to talk.
animals.
Is he not talking to you the whole time?
Sorry, Ricky, what were you saying?
The fifth message you guys get is the list of all the animals. The sixth message you guys get, you guys received a message about the pregnant woman. They finally got it. And they are taking into considerations all possibilities, including anomalies. Maybe it had something to do with the cryosleep. Working on a solution and stuff like that. And they are hoping to get your guys' data as fast as possible and start working on solutions. And they also got your message that there's fish and tadpoles. You guys get a seventh message that they've exited Lightspeed and they're now open to full comms between Noah's Ark and Serenity. We also have woken all members up, so you may see how the floating city is how it operates and what you guys' jobs are going to be.
It's probably not smart for them to wake everyone up when we've got parasites that eat babies. We probably should have kept them isolated in cryosleep while we get quarantine. Yeah.
Well, there's no there's no babies. There's no babies. We're good.
Maybe. Well,
That's not good though. In 60,000 people, there's not a single pregnant woman. Was that part of the test? Are you pregnant? No. Get on board. That's fucked up.
that's most tests, dearie.
Are you
They always
pregnant?
ask you,
Are you
you know,
pregnant?
when was your latest period?
That's messed up.
Are you on contraception?
All right. I mean,
How many people survived? How
do they know that these people are fertile? Maybe they won't be as soon as they're in contact with our parasites.
Maybe they're throwing us a welcome party, all right? Let's just
All right.
embrace it. Maybe we need to throw a mutiny on their ship.
Yeah, we're mutiny on theirs as well.
Do you think our clothes are going to be dated when we get over there? Because
Yeah,
our suits
only,
are kind of old. Oh,
hundreds
yeah.
of years out of it. Although
You
they've
see-
been traveling.
You see
for
Owen
like
come
a
out, he's
year
wearing
after it was.
robes, and he's got a big beard, and he's got these two tablets.
How's it going, Owen? You doing all right?
It's been stressful.
Yeah.
But I think I found my feet.
Worked out what they mean?
No, but look,
Is
there's
it
an
Chinese?
angel on
I
one
bet
of
it's-
them.
I bet it's
Meaning-
Chinese.
It's not Chinese. I'm pretty sure it's not Chinese. I had friends who were Chinese. But
Well,
look, this piece here, it looks like an angel, doesn't it? Like with the
Yeah.
wings and with the
yeah.
right?
It did when we picked it up, yeah.
I think
Maybe it's the original 10 Commandments, because you came out of that door very much like Moses.
Oh, thank you. I was
Yeah.
working on my stride. That's most of what I've been doing because I can't understand a word of this. But
Wonderful, wonderful.
Working on this costume.
yes,
Stitching them together.
So
from my own
we
hair.
are we are boarding the ark? Is that what we're boarding the ark? And 60,000 people are awake to greet us.
Yes.
It'd be a hell of a party.
Cool.
As soon as you guys get on, you guys are some of the first people to get on board, and the captain of the Noah's Ark wants you guys to head on over. He has a solution he wants to discuss with you guys specifically about what they found out about the parasite and what they think a solution would be as far as moving
elbows
forward.
only. Elbows only. No handshakes. Alright.
Hello, I am Bethina, the captain of the Serenity. This here is Quinn, my right-hand man. Quinn, this is the current fashion for us. Hi.
Hello.
You guys start heading toward following the captain, and as you guys do, all of a sudden something goes wrong. The alarms start beeping off behind you. There's still people
there
on
it
the
is.
Serenity. About 100 people still left on the ship. A fire breaks out, and an opening in the ship occurs. An air pocket starts sucking everybody out into space. The things that close, all of the emergency hatchets close to prevent any further death. You guys happen to make it, but a large casualty number of people end up being exploded. Forgot to play the sound effect for you guys. Sorry.
That's pretty messed up.
What?
360 souls just wiped from extinction.
From our ship? What?
I'm having an existential crisis. Graham, Graham, I need your hand.
It's all right. It's all right, dearie. It's okay. It's all right.
Don't
Remember
worry.
those nursery rhymes I taught you in order to calm yourself
Oh, wait, give me the
down?
tablets. Oh, wait, give me the tablets.
I
Have you
will
got-
hand the tablets to Quinn.
Have they got tablets to get rid of the parasites?
No.
Not quite.
So,
Oh,
sorry,
those
to
tablets.
clarify, so the 360 people died from the Serenity?
Yes, not
The four
not all
of
of them,
us
but
made
a-
it to
a
the
lot.
other ship.
Right.
So we're on the Noah's Ark.
You're doing a
And we have
percentage roll of how many
100
people survived?
We have 100 survivors back on the ship that we did come from.
Right.
Okay.
100 survivors. The docking appears to after everything's locked down. So you guys see some security guards come and grab a few people. Seems like it was actually sabotage that caused this. There are some people who think that it's unfair that you guys didn't have to take the test and that you guys are automatically accepted, and they were trying to sabotage and kill you guys.
Whoa.
They started a revolution. Luckily, the security forces on the ship got the revolution under control, and they are on board jail.
Which is full mutiny all the time, every day, all day.
They're not. It's good. It's a good thing they're not as good as mutineering as we are, Bethina.
This makes me really angry, and I am not an angry woman.
No, you're pretty chill.
I'm
Okay.
going to sharpen my wooden spoon.
Okay, so we are going to go and see the captain in order for him to pitch an idea in terms of dealing with these parasites. That's correct, yes?
Yes.
Yeah.
All right. I think perhaps if revolution was on the cards here, we literally have no other ship now. I mean, strictly speaking, maybe we have a new ship?
We take over. Yeah.
Yep.
More
Mutiny.
mut-
Second mutiny. It has been 0 days since the last mutiny. Let's go.
All
So,
right,
look, good things
wait,
happen
are
in
we
threes,
are we
right?
just abandoning the 100 people that did survive on the Serenity and
The ship exploded. It exploded.
Yeah.
It's gone.
oh,
There's
they
no-
all
there's no
died?
saving.
Okay.
No,
It
no,
actually
there
even
was a
damaged
boarding
the-
party. There was a boarding party. So when we came across, we had some people with us as well, right? Is that the 100 people?
96 people.
Yeah, yeah. So
Oh,
those
so
are the people.
100 of
The
us
first
are now
100
on
of us that boarded the Noah's Ark survived.
survived.
Everybody
okay.
that hadn't left the Serenity
Okay,
yet is now.
that makes a lot more
dead.
sense. Okay, so we have no other ship. We have
Yeah.
there's 100.
There's 100 of us strong. We can take them.
And who was trying to sabotage us? Who was trying to kill us?
The 60,000
60
people that were
60
awake.
Only 60 people. There were 60 people in the revolution, and they had planned it together, and they're arrested.
Because they were afraid that we were bringing a parasite aboard.
No,
No,
they were
they
jealous
just
of the
did-
fact that we're from another party that was didn't even have to take the test that they took to get
Oh,
off of the
right.
planet.
To xenophobic.
OG Earth. Yeah.
Cool.
Not only are we time travelers, right? We're like hundreds of years away from them. We didn't have to take these tests. Oh, but, I kind of get the anger.
That's pretty messed up.
I'm wondering.
Well, we didn't even have proper security checks. I mean, Bethina literally walked in on a plate
Yeah.
of cookies.
Yeah.
You
And
walked in
my
with alien
cleavage,
tablets.
Thank you very much.
Oh, oops.
What? So, who did Sarah survive? Did the captain survive?
No. Sarah and the captain are both dead. I think.
Damn.
I guess Bethina actually is the captain. I guess.
Yeah.
Did Jerry
correct.
survive? Did Sally
Oh
survive?
fuck!
I walked
Good
on
on
with a
that list of
plate of
friends.
cookies and cleavage, and I became the captain of the Serenity.
I love it.
Seems to work that way. All right, the new captain. Hello, who are you? How's you know?
All right. Everybody, take a seat. Take a seat. He explains. This is the solution. That they've discovered is that the parasite is actually just a virus that is affecting. For some reason, you guys have immunity to it, but your children will not have immunity to it, and that virus kills anything on contact. It pretty much just dissolves you. You become liquid goo and disintegrate. So the problem that they're going to have to continue the human race was a solution on where do they continue if you can't have babies. Obviously, we can stay on the ship for 2,000 years, but we don't want to stay on a ship forever. But they came up with a solution. The solution is that they can you can split, you can splice your DNA. Since there are fish on the planet, you'll be able to splice your DNA with the fishes. It might give you hybrid children between human species and whatever species you choose, but it is a way for us to survive, and that's the plan that they're going with until they come up with a better plan. As
Your plan for us to survive as a human race is for us to fuck fish.
Well, that's the best we got until we have 2,000 years. We got 2,000 years to figure it out. So that's a solution.
I reckon I can come up with a better solution in like 2 days, not 2,000 years. We're not.
Willow's
I mean,
gonna be
how would
really
it even?
busy.
How would it even work? They're like tadpole size. I can't get it in the tadpole.
Gurgle, I don't think we're going to penetrate the fish. I think they're going to merge our chemical bio together. We're going to be infected not only with with a virus, but with the genetics of alien species. Because that's
exactly. The
perfect
captain knows what she's talking
solution.
about.
Yeah.
So like inject tadpole inside me. It's
Yeah.
that's even worse because I've heard about them fish that can swim up your urethra when
Yeah.
you're peeing and it goes
Yeah.
and it
Kinda
inside. I
like
don't want
that.
that.
But maybe you'll have half fish, half human babies. How cool's that?
That's gross. I don't want
All
fish
right.
humans.
Well, maybe we choose a different animal for you. What animal would you like to be fucking?
Well, I mean, I've not thought about it at all, but a lion. It's not. I've not put any thought into it until right this second, but definitely a lion.
All
I
right.
Sit-
Well,
sitting in the captain's quarters, Owen looks over to Quinn and says, I think I am going to make my new religion have us not
Yeah.
sexually penetrate animals.
You want to study these tablets? I'm so into these tablets
Sex
right now.
Commandment
So
1.
these are wonderful tablets. I'm going to say that the first line is, doubt shall not penetrate animals. There we go. Right there. That's
What
going.
on earth?
The New World religion.
Captain, as a captain myself, I respect your plan, and I would just like to know some more specific details about this genetic mutation that you are proposing to me and my 99 other crew members.
So he sits you down and he has a long talk. The ship continues its light speed cryo sleep generation. Everybody gets back after you guys get used to talking and getting a hold of how the ship runs and things like that. You guys also are going to enter cryo sleep. He explains all the stuff about the splicing. Again, it's just a temporary solution. We have plenty of time to come up with a better one. You guys continue to head to the planet, and as you guys get closer to the planet, you guys exit light speed. As soon as you guys exit light speed, you guys are taking surveys on the planet and notice that the planet has an extreme amount of life on it. And this actually was expected. One of the scientists has reports of DNA that on the planet, the DNA of these species mutate 50 times more than Earth DNA. The Earth DNA is very accurate. I think like 1 in a billion or something like that has an inaccuracy, but these inaccuracies happen a lot more. So land animals are already on. You can even see them through telescopes. There is a significant amount of species on the planet already.
What on earth? How long have we been away?
Okay, so we've like just bounced hundreds, thousands of years. I can't. Gurgle? Where's Whittle?
Yeah.
What does Whittle look like right now?
Yeah, it's a good point.
He
Yeah.
did.
He's
Whittle's dead?
He's not moved
How
in a
many
while. Ding, ding, ding. He's like upside down, but I think that's normal.
The
for his
creature that we
species.
built our new religion on is dead. I feel like that's a
Oh my God, it's
metaphor. That's a metaphor and a half. That is.
He's been
No,
he's
no,
been-
no. He
he's
gave
been
his
upside down
life
for ages.
so that we could live on this planet.
That's
Fair.
right.
Yeah.
That's-
Okay. As
Whittle
the,
lives on
all
as
his
the,
energy in us.
as the church leader of our ship, the Serenity, which still exists in our minds, Owen, would you like to guide us through this devastating news that we have now witnessed 100 years later after cryosleep?
Yes. Now,
Thank you.
So Whittle said unto the first of the survivors, come to my planet and be one with the creatures of the land so that tiny tadpoles do not drop your sperm count to lower than the IQ of the pilot that brought us here.
And instead of saying amen, we do say whittle. Whittle,
say
whittle.
Widow.
Yeah, whittle, 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 woo.
Whittle.
Widow.
Whittle, woo.
Widow.
I love it.
All right.
All right, so you guys.
Captain.
Oh, what's up?
What now? Have we genetically mutated with fish? As AJ, during the cryosleep, did they already splice our DNA ahead of time? No, not yet.
No,
Okay.
it's gonna be an option if you want to take a landing pod and go to the planet and do that.
Is this
After
the
100
same
years.
planet that we were at? Is
We-
this
we have-
Xeno-
Yes, we're headed to the same planet.
Oh.
We don't know any other planets that have life on it.
Right, so over the time that we got abandoned, did a mutiny, got onto a different ship, and then transported ourselves back, thousands of animals are now existent there.
Yeah, a little bit over
cool.
100 years. Yeah,
All right, perfect.
It's a very
And-
festive.
and it
I'm
seems
afraid of
like
going
they-
back to that crater.
yeah. It seems like they evolve extremely fast, and the radium is actually seeming to cause a faster evolution than normal.
Well, I'm
So-
glad that my uterus isn't really that functional these days. Should I be the first one to go down?
We
How,
we
I
enter
don't-
we
I don't
entered
know,
we
so-
enter orbit, and you guys are able to release AirPods. They're going to release their AirPods to make sure everything's fine. You guys are going to be able to take your landing pods in a little bit, but before anything happens, you guys hear an explosion occur in
All
the
right,
back
that's
of
it.
the spaceship. Something seems to have gone wrong. It looks like the prisoners have escaped. The captain is extremely crazy. You guys hear alarms going off everywhere. Everything's going wild. The explosion seems to have shifted your guys' orbit, and it looks like you guys have lost a lot of oxygen. A lot of these spacecraft seems to be exploding in dominoes. As you guys look through the windows, you can see part of the spacecraft just exploding.
All right, Whittle Waddles, we take the pods to the ground.
The captain of the ship says immediately, "Go grab the serums as fast as possible. We need to splice. Everybody, grab as many soft things as possible. This is not meant to land. The landing pods are all being blown up as we speak. We're gonna have to use this cockpit as an emergency landing scenario. Everybody, go grab as much as you can.
We've trained for this.
I'm gonna walk over to the whiteboard and change the number of the. It's been however many days since the last disaster.
To 0.
0. It has been 0 days since the last disaster.
The terrifying thing is the number he rubbed out was still in single digits.
It's only a
One.
6.
I think Bethina's gonna be like, "We've prepared for this, troops. It's pillow fort time."
Pillow fort time, Bafina.
I'm going to protect the tablets with my life.
I'm assuming we gather the serums and all the soft things that we can, whilst also fighting back the rebellion.
Everybody,
Quinn
give
is
me
on
an IQ.
autopilot.
Everybody, give me an IQ check real quick for perception.
Okie dokie.
What's the target number?
17.
17.
Good luck. All right.
Hey!
One of us dies.
Give me a
Got a higher
higher
low.
low, higher low, Bethina.
Alrighty.
Don't die, Captain.
Wait,
You've
what?
rolled yet another crit one.
Do I press the high or the low?
Whichever you
It's
want.
your choice.
You choose.
You want low or high?
If you say,
Oh,
"Oh,
Oh,
oops.
Nope. That's a crit fail.
Challenge failed.
So you believe that the captain has abandoned us and he's not returning. He seems to have gone somewhere.
Accurate.
You didn't see him return. Quinn, you noticed that he went and grabbed some special looking briefcase. It's very odd looking, and he was very secretive about it and went and stood in his seat. And
do I notice if there's more of them?
more? There's just one briefcase.
Okay, all right. But we have the syringes and all the thingy things.
Yeah, you guys managed to grab a few, and as the spacecraft is landing, it comes through, lights on fire as it's passing through the atmosphere, hits the ground, and you guys all pass out for a short period of time.
The only thought in my head as we're about to land is, I'm gonna go find that goddamn captain and I'm going to kill him.
The 214s, you guys noticed that the prisoner pod actually broke off when the explosion happened, and that pod seems to have landed somewhere in the northern Arctic or fire hail, whatever you want, whichever part of the year it is. It went that direction. You guys land. Oops, wrong one. You guys land over here. The smoke clears, the fire on the ship dissipates. You guys slowly wake up. You see that a lot of the crew members are dead. You guys happen to survive. Some of the glass serums have broken, but there are about 30 or so left. And the number of crew members is somewhere around 30 as well.
Being that I assume the captain has abandoned us, I will collect those vials immediately and hoard them, as I am now the only captain.
you're gonna start a black market of these things, aren't you?"
No, you know what? With limited vials and only 30 people, it's gonna have to be a priority.
All right, who's dead? Sound off.
If they're dead, they can't sound off. Oh, and you're right.
Widow.
I think I'm okay. I think I have survived. Quinn?
Quinn, you good?
Widow.
Quinn's good. Quinn's good. Jerry.
Whittle, woo.
Jerry.
No, I think Jerry's
Jerry.
dead.
Ah, shit. Jerry's dead. Timmy. Timmy's dead too.
I think
This is gonna take a while.
everybody's dead, Gurgle.
This is gonna take a while. Everybody's dead back home. Everybody's dead here. Oh man, we can't procreate. Bafina doesn't have a working womb anymore.
Well,
We're all gonna die out.
maybe we can change that. This serum is meant to blend genetics, and there's a shit ton of animals around here.
Find
so
a
maybe
rabbit.
if I find a
rabbits have
rabbit
lots
or
of
some
babies.
sort of small mammal that just procreates all the time, maybe it will adjust
Oh, and then
my
we all have to. Oh,
72-year-old body into a fertile baby making
Oh, I
machine.
don't want that. Oh, is anybody not dead? Jess, you have a nice bum. Are you still around?
A few of the members look over at the briefcase and they're like, "What is that? What did the captain have in his hand? Is that more serums?"
I think the captain took most of them.
The captain abandoned us, as far as I know. I will open the briefcase.
So you open the briefcase, and there seems to be some mysterious-looking clock-looking thing that seems to lock the contents after the briefcase is opened. There's a little hint written on the inside of the briefcase that says the perfect number. Uh-oh. Uh-oh.
69.
Don't do that. Don't do that.
Sorry. I'm trying to. I'm not
Control
doing
Z,
good
Control
things.
Z. Control Z. I'll fix it.
I don't.
It's a point at the 69. It's gonna be a 69. Look, and I point at the number at the very bottom.
Why can't I?
Why, none of these. None of these are numbers. What is this?
69's a number. Look.
Who's good at puzzles?
Yeah, I'm.
Wait, is this a
What
zodiac?
am I surprised? It does
Wait,
look
this is
like
a zodiac.
It's zodiac related, and I don't believe in that gerbil. Gurgle, since you are the puzzle master of our troop on the ship,
Give me some IQ.
and also the PT, and also the chef, could you
You got
please work out what this puzzle means?
I turn the things to the number 6, the symbol that is Gemini, but it looks like a 69.
If you
is that Cancer? That's Cancer.
Is it Cancer? What, the 69?
Cancer
Isn't that
69.
Gemini?
Yeah, I'm Cancer.
No, it's Gemini.
I didn't
thought it
actually
was,
know
Gemini
that
was the twins,
was
and I thought that was the twins.
No.
I don't know. I'm not sure about Zodiac. It's all nonsense.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, come at me.
I only know one.
Whatever it's called.
Astrophy?
Astrology.
Yeah.
Astro insert.
And
Definitely not that.
To figure out what the perfect number means, since you have that degree ability or whatever, you can add the 10 to that to figure out what the first perfect number means.
Oh, I don't know. I'm gonna roll without it because Robert knows what a perfect number is, but Google is not good with maths. He's good with mechanics only. So I'm gonna not apply the plus 10. But I'm gonna fail.
Perfect.
Well, as far as we know, this is the holy briefcase now. Owen, it's yours.
One of you is
Done.
Bethina, you a scientist? Owen,
I
you're a
am
scientist?
a chemist, and therefore I will inject myself with this serum as the first test.
I'm a reader, so I can give it a shot.
Any of you have any reason to have a background in mathematics? Because Robert, as a mathematician, can tell you as your character as a mathematician.
I can roll. I
What
have
a
a high
perfect number is.
intelligence, so I will roll an IQ.
I'm glad the curveballs you guys threw at me are finally getting you back. Look, I specifically told all of them to have
Oh,
high
look at
IQs for their astronomical deploy.
I rolled a success
Oh, nice. Okay.
with
So-
a 25. I nailed it.
So the first perfect number, you get a hold of some mathematical memory that you have from your college days, and I guess. I don't know. Did Bethina go to college?
50 years ago, I remember what the perfect number was.
A perfect number is when all of the primes of the number add up to the total of the number. So the first perfect
6 is
number
the
is
first perfect.
6. That is correct.
So it
You
is
knew that?
69.
You knew that the whole time?
I said Robert's got a maths degree in real life.
How do
I know what a perfect number is, but Gurgle does not know maths. He would not know what a perfect number is.
I'm sorry, I'm moving things. I don't know how to stop
Okay.
it.
So when you click on it, I don't see the rotation. Do you guys have the rotation?
I don't have a rotation.
You don't have
on.
rotation.
Mm-mm.
Yeah, I got.
I don't
got,
see rotation
wait.
either.
No, I got
Why would
a
that not be
rotation.
there?
Oh,
Right
by
here.
5s and
I got a rotation. See?
oh no, okay.
Okay,
Okay,
yeah. So obviously the idea was, and I'm gonna just move that to the map layer. So, oops.
Then there's this one moves around as well. If you want to stop them snapping to a grid, by the way, you can hold Alt when you move them, and you can place them wherever you need it.
I got rid of something.
Oh.
I didn't think that was me.
The whole puzzle. If it's
Finn is like, no, tears up the.
throws it out the window. If it's any consolation, Owen worked at a canning factory. If that helps anyone.
All right.
I'm a
cool.
good
I moved the
worker.
thing. I moved the thing to 6, to the
Nice,
the,
okay.
the clock point 6. Even though AJ
Nice.
cannot read an analog clock.
Good point.
I
Okay.
know where
So,
6
not?
is. Not easily.
I've
It's,
learned.
You
it's
move
one
a-
of my biggest flaws. All right, and I'm putting it on
Ah,
the
the holy
internet.
tablet. Ah, praise be.
Whittle, 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 waddle.
Whittle, 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 woo.
so you guys open the briefcase.
Yep.
Inside, you find 2 more
Tablet pieces.
Ah!
tablet.
Wait a second.
It's time.
Ah! I can't rotate it, but I wanna so
Chief.
badly.
Chief Owen, what does this mean?
You can rotate it.
Oh, I can. I figured it out.
It's the little tiny invisible thing on the top of and like Robert said, if you hold down Alt, you can.
Yeah. That's it.
By
Well,
gods.
bam!
Everything suddenly makes sense.
Oh,
Does-
so many,
does it?
so many creatures.
It makes
Yeah,
sense.
That
The
guy's at
crash,
the Olympics.
the
You can
captain.
see it.
The Sarah. The answer's right clear. What
Yes, Sarah.
happened? The meaning of life. It was.
So,
That guy on the right's at the Olympics holding up Olympic torch. Look, and he's
So-
standing on the Illuminati.
can I ask Owen, you being the priest here, we found the first 2 tablets on this planet, and yet the captain of the ship that came from Earth had the other pieces, which means that someone from Earth has been to the planet we were on before, perhaps. It's all a conspiracy.
Oh yeah.
I believe I owe you an apology, Gurgle. Maybe I should check to see if it is Chinese.
Yeah. See?
But the other likely solution might also be that perhaps
I'll go see if Sam's alive. He speaks Chinese.
Yeah, go-
Just
go-
walks
see-
off
see-
the fence.
but
He's like, "Nah,
perhaps
Sam's dead.
perhaps maybe Earth is not the first of the places that was able to bear life. Perhaps maybe this place here had influence that was shot from space, wherever this meteor was, that allowed life to grow. Maybe said the same meteorite hit Earth when the dinosaurs were there, and then brought life into more of a flourishment, civilization, and so many other things, So an asteroid hits this other planet. We find this tablet near the asteroid. The asteroid hits Earth. Maybe perhaps these the tablet pieces that the captain found were from the Gulf of Mexico, where the asteroid hit Earth.
From the
Quinn is
time of the
still-
dinosaurs?
Oui.
Sorry,
Quinn
Quinn.
starts looking through the rest of the stuff. He's like, "Hey guys, we got a journal.
Oh yeah.
Oh, there is a journal. Well, read it out. What does it say?
It's
Oh,
very,
yeah.
it's very long. I don't know if we have time to read all of it. I'm just going to go through it real quick. It talks about the kind of the beginning of civilization. They have this thing called the world landing, and it does seem like there was a meteor that kind of started life, or so the first people who found it believe so. They also believe that God sent this meteorite to Earth, and since you guys have noticed that obviously there's two different pieces on two different planets, this meteorite might have split in half and hit Earth at some point, and now has hit Xena 1099. By the way, I intentionally gave it a ridiculous name because I was hoping you guys would rename it. But Xena is fine also.
Zenobia. It's like
Zenobia.
Genovia, but with a Z, with an X.
I love it. It talks about the first 6 commandments and the language that this tablet got written all over it. There's a little bit of an explanation on how to decipher the letters and things like that. So you guys can use that. You guys find that the puzzle actually says something about power. There's a lot of it talks about God power, and this is actually my way of just unlocking magic. The God power, it specifically says, must be given to 2 species. Now, the journal goes on to talk about how they had tried to unlock the power and all kinds of things on Earth, but they never had 2 species that have actually had power at the same time. It's always just been one main species, which is humans. And because of that, they've never been able to unlock it. It talks about that you guys would need 2 different wands. You guys also find, where are my wands at? Oh, right, that's in the different one. We'll go ahead and move over to that one. Inside of the briefcase, you guys also find this white wand, which was made from the asteroid that had hit Earth a long time ago, and it had happened a few times. You guys have this wand, and it talks about touching. Whenever you touch one of the tablets with the wand, you'll see this happen. So let's say you touch the one with the left, the left side of the tablet with the wand. You'll see. I played like 5 times. I don't understand what that happens.
It glows.
It lights up as you touch it with the white wand. If you touch the middle piece, however, the middle piece looks something like this. It lights up yellow. That was the wrong piece.
Right
but
piece.
if you touch the right side.
In the new tablet world, this means middle.
Middle means
We change all the rules.
Right.
Yes, whittle, 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 woo. It's the
Widow means the middle.
Yeah. Yeah, middle whittle is the middle.
Middle widow is middle, but middle just on its own is the right.
Yes.
Yeah.
It'll avoid the confusion of like, is that right? And like, it's on the right, so they just changed it.
Yeah.
So it seems like you would need a new substance made out of this new asteroid that has appeared on the right as the journal talks about. So in order to continue the puzzle, you guys would need to create something out of the other part of it. But the next emergency thing before we get into all that is the species that you guys are going to be finding. So all of you guys have decided on your animal that you want to find and mutate, splice with.
Yeah.
Yes.
Bethina is injecting herself with serum and trying to find some sort of small mammal, squirrel, something or other to help procreate.
A squirrel?
Sure.
A squirrel.
In
I
looking
like it.
for my Mortal Kombat side and finding my
Squirrels
animality,
procreatable?
I'm looking around for mountains. I'm trying to see if there's anything in the mountains that I can go for.
Mm.
Yep. There's a specific mountain range where you guys were at along this continent here. There's also mountains over here, but this is very deserty-ish mountains, deserty-ish.
What's our current location where we landed again?
We crashed on the deserty just before the desert.
Yep.
Okay. So I'll look closer to. Well, I mean, we're here, so I'll
Yeah.
look around.
It's going to be really difficult to cross the ocean without a ship or any AirPods, or we're just here. We're just here on the planet now.
We existed. This is a new fam.
For some reason, I just thought when you said that, it was like, it'd be so hard to freaking cross the ocean without my AirPods, man. Like,
Yeah.
I need my sick tunes
It's
just
too,
to...
Yeah.
too much.
Bro, if
To
I
be able
can't
to
vibe,
swim,
I'm not
yeah.
going.
Right, I'm gonna go find a lion to bone.
No. Well, it's too late. He's walked away.
No, the second commandment! Stop it!
Well, I'm not gonna be a bottom. So
If you find a lion, you will be.
Just bring it back here. If you find a lion, lure it back to the surviving members
all right.
of the crew, and hopefully it won't eat us.
Oh my god. Well, I guess
So-
I found mine first.
Yeah, so you managed to find a goat over here in these deserty mountainous areas.
A goat? Ugh. I'm not
Athena,
judging.
you
Quinn.
managed-
You do what you have to do to keep the population alive. It's just goats, really.
You managed you managed to find a fox over in this
Oh, yeah. That also works.
area.
Foxy.
I don't actually
I was looking for a
Gurgle.
squirrel, but a fox is basically just a big squirrel.
Yeah, as they say.
Did
Foxes,
you guys
the
have
squirrels
did,
of the ground?
did you guys have a specific place you wanted to be as far as a continent? It doesn't, you can choose any of them.
Any of them?
Doesn't really.
Bloody hell.
I was just looking for something close by to us in general.
Yeah, I
Since-
feel
Yeah.
like
I don't
we
know how we're
wouldn't have
traveling.
traveled from the crash site.
Okay.
Yeah, how'd you go
You might
across
have
there?
to you might have to if you were looking for a specific species.
How'd you
You're
get
just
all the way
trekking.
across there,
You're
Bethina?
okay, we're gonna say we have some sort of ability to travel. Then I'm just gonna
Okay.
assume that. Yeah.
Bicycles.
Water
It's
bicycle.
like
point.
worst way to travel. I was thinking like land, air,
Space
Actually, a treadmill.
bicycles,
It's
Rob.
a-
Space bicycles.
space bicycle.
I think this one's a good I think this is a good space for Owen down here. You find a mantis shrimp that you're attuned to, and you decide on that. I don't actually know what your animal is. The gurgle. Is it just a reptilian?
It was essentially a manticore, or it was a made-up animal, but it was like a manticore kind of thing. 'Cause you said
Manticore?
it could be anything, any animals, including
Yep.
fictional ones. So I made like a one-horned manticore beast, sphinx-like creature.
All right. So
Oh,
with the
I found a lion, but it's like green skin and it's got a horn.
So with the last few minutes, we're gonna go ahead and make our characters, and we're gonna show how quickly you can make these characters. Now you guys already have you should have access to your species.
Mm-hmm.
If you have that, go ahead and open that up, and we'll use Dags for previewing, obviously.
Gurgle's species, got it.
I don't know why there's just change this.
Mine has been played around with again.
What happened to your species? I don't understand.
Did I?
Or to your character
Someone was
sheets.
doing stuff.
It's
No,
all good.
the one that I see has 0 on it. I see 0.
I just changed it.
Okay. Good stuff.
All right, I got mine here.
So we're meant to start with zeros and everything?
Yes.
Cool.
All right. So, using the quick start guide,
Mm-hmm.
the very first thing you're gonna be looking at is what is the toughness of your species. So obviously a 5 is just basic, 10 is experienced. If you think that toughness is a high level, toughness is kind of your will to survive.
So-
If you are, oh, go ahead.
Does this account for what we had in our stats previously, or is this?
No. This
no.
is an entire new character.
Okay.
Now you should have high IQ because your IQ does come over from your human side.
Okay.
So,
So
same
you should
IQ
have
as,
a high IQ.
same IQ as we were in our humans.
Yeah.
And we still have
Or
200,
or higher if you want.
200
So we're
points to
working-
start.
Yeah, we're working with 200.
Okay.
I gotta pull up.
So these don't have to be the same as what we had before.
No.
No.
Correct. Correct. Everything's brand new. So you're starting over making your character. So I'm gonna be talking about Dags. You guys go ahead and work on yours. Dag, you're a mantis shrimp, so I think your toughness should be a little bit lower than an experience. I don't know. I don't think mantis shrimp have a huge ability of surviving things. Maybe they do.
Mantis shrimp are pretty tough. They've got a strong armored carapace.
Exoskeleton.
Mm-hmm. Bones on the outside and all that.
Yeah. Carapace. That's too big of a vocabulary word for me.
Yeah, but I think 8 would probably be sufficient. I think
I think so.
Dexterity is their accuracy. They're very, very accurate. Quite good and quick and stuff. I think intelligence can definitely drop a little bit. I'd probably say even down to 7. And their big claim to fame is definitely that good old big hooky punch, which I'm gonna throw up to 15.
Okay.
Oof.
Oh wow. Oof. So ferocity is how ferocious your person is, and that is kind of like it is your minimum damage. So that means that anytime you're dealing damage, the least you could do is 15 HP in damage. That is a
Jesus.
significant amount. You're also going to be rolling at just to start with 2d12, so you could do up to 24 damage by
Nice.
having that kind of ferocity. So you are a scary looking whatever that punch is that mantis shrimp human species hybrid has is terrifying. And you can add that sonic punch or whatever in the attacks. So if you add an attack there,
All right, just like
So it's
that. And there it is. Boom. Shockwave punch.
now the next things that you can spend your character points on are the attack here. You have damage and hit that you can increase. Damage is going to increase the dice that you roll from the table. If you hover your mouse over the damage or the ferocity, either one of them on the you'll get a little table there, and it shows you what dice you can roll. So by default, you're gonna roll that 15, which is a 2d12. As you increase that spends 2 character points a piece, and you are going to increase that number.
Oh my god!
There.
Sorry, I'm very, very quickly going to very surreptitiously knock that to to a 16, and I'm definitely going to get that 2d20.
Nice.
So
with that-
damage.
With that, that
2d20 plus 16.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
It's gonna be doing 30 some damage on average.
Mm.
Oh man, that means you can one-shot punch me, probably.
I feel like if I cut myself shaving, I'm gonna one hit kill myself.
This is what happens when you put too much power in like a child's hands. You're just like, yeah, you'll be fine. Just Hercules, you'll take this.
Your hit, if you increase that, that's also 2 character points apiece, and that'll increase the accuracy to land that attack. So by default, you're going to roll a d20 plus your dexterity, which is 10, and that's going to go against somebody's defense, which is their dex as well. You can increase that if you think you want a better chance. 10 plus 20 is a 30, so you can range all the way to 11 to 30. That's a pretty good range. So moving on past attacks, after that we have defense. So defense covers your default defense.
Yep.
And your damage reduction for specific locations. Defense bonuses cost 2 character points, just like the damage and hit do, but damage reduction costs 5 character points, and it costs that for each hit location. And that is intentional. I want defense to be hard to come by, more expensive. People pass out a lot easier in this game than other games. And duck and wave.
Right.
That's
So
pretty
real
good.
quick, how much is damage reduction in terms of how much damage gets reduced?
It's 1. Every one is 1 damage reduction.
1 for 1?
Yep.
Okay, so I would technically be better off leaving that in toughness than to move it over to defense, because I get 2 hit points if I put 5 points into toughness versus 1 DR if I put 5 points into the defense.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Yeah, I'm going to keep that in toughness then.
Keep in mind, DR reduces for every single attack. So if you get hit 8 times in an attack, technically you're saving 8 HP
Yeah,
just from
but-
one D.
Yeah, but that'd only really matter if I'm taking 1 point of damage to reduce it to 0. Otherwise, I'm taking. I mean, like obviously with my hit, like even if we take half of my hit, which is like a D8 plus say 4, a D8 plus 4, it would reduce the damage by 1, and the toughness would improve my hit points by 2, but that would still be reduced by 1 per hit versus just the 2 flat out, right?
Right.
Yeah.
Correct.
Yeah. Okay.
So-
Cool.
After you've added your defense for all your locations that you want DR in, you're going to go to your abilities.
Mhm.
And what are some abilities that a mantis shrimp might have?
Well, they have the ultraviolet UV sensors.
Oh, right. We talked about that.
Yep. So I'm just going to call that multi-spectrum vision. They've got that. Well, when they punch, they create like a small vacuum, or a heat wave to create like a little compaction bubble. And that is all. They swim. Have a
Okay.
little-
The compaction bubble sounds like a spell.
Okay.
So let's go over to the spells.
Oh, there's a spell section. Oh, there we go. Okay, yeah, cool.
I mean, to be fair,
go.
that is just incorporated into your punch, right? Because you put the mantis shrimp actual punch doesn't do shit. It's the compaction bubble that gives you the amount of massive damage that you've got from the punch ability.
Yeah, basically, yeah. That's that's why it does so much damage.
Mm-hmm.
But it'd be really cool if I could like punch the air in front of me, and then create a vacuum that sucks people into melee range.
That would
Yeah,
be cool.
that sounds that's a great example of an effect.
Mm.
And that would be the effect would be sucks people into wherever the punch landed. And I think a difficulty. Well, how far you want to move them? 5 meters.
I mean, yeah, 5 meters
Any-
would be freaking awesome. Like
Jesus.
punch, like I create a vacuum that sucks people from 5 meters away. That'd be good. Yeah, freaking
Nothing
amazing.
will ever be out of reach. Yeah.
So if you've run out of character points, how can you get more?
So 200 is kind of a starting point
Mhm.
reference. If you go over by a little bit, it's okay. Well, whoever spends the most at the end of that pre-run, that 5 sessions, you will be the starting point for all characters. 200 is kind of just a base point to kind of get you, hey, this is where an experience, if I was an experienced player, a
Mm.
character, I would be at 200. If you go a little bit over, that's okay. That just means that you're playing a little bit more of an experienced character than normal. But you can reduce anything that you don't like. Also, you're going to be receiving 5 character points per session.
Okay, yeah.
So would we have gotten 5 points from the previous session?
Correct. But I killed your characters.
Oh yeah, fair enough.
I think something like a vacuum that sucks people from 5 meters away should be a difficulty of 19. So I'm going to increase that to 19.
Yep.
And that'll automatically update your mana and action cost for you, so you don't even need to worry about any of that.
Sweet.
And
So it's gonna
if
cost
you
me
want-
2 mana.
If you want this spell to also do damage, spells can also do damage and even be named the same as your attack. You can have an attack that just does a punch, and an attack that does a punch with this vacuum bubble, and it can also do damage. If it does damage, it increases the difficulty by 6, and if it stuns, it increases the difficulty by 7.
And just to clarify, Ricky, you do know that like the 5 meters would be like 15 feet.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think maybe 5 meters in the water. I think 5 meters in the water would make more sense, but in just the
On
air
land,
vacuum,
you want to change it?
maybe 2 meters.
Yeah. Okay. I just wanted to clarify. I know because we're Americans playing with people
Yeah.
who are
No,
still-
yeah.
What?
What?
No, all right.
Crazy.
So, okay, so just to clarify, to put a nice cap on this, because we've had a few people who have joined in, partway through. Basically, in this game, we get to use these characters in order to create a series of unique and very customizable characters using a point-based system. at the start of at least this particular adventure, we've been assigned 200 points, which we've used to split between not only our primary statistics, but also the potential weapons that our characters use, as well as unique abilities and powers, and spells and abilities. So for my character, who has just evolved from a scientist, borderline cultist priest, has now spliced his DNA with a mantis shrimp, meaning that I now have a toughness of 8, which is reasonably above a standard person, but not quite an expert, an experienced human. My dexterity is 10, which means quite good and very accurate. Intelligence of 6, which is just above your average person. Ferocity is 16, which is quite ferocious, very, very powerful punching power. And I haven't put anything into my shockwave punch because I feel as though I've got everything I need from my basic stats. I then have duck and weave for my defense, which I haven't put anything in because, again, I think my defensive stats kind of have all the stuff I need. And then I've given myself a unique spell called Compaction Bubble, where if I punch a area, I can suck people into it. If it's on land, it's a 2-meter pull distance. If it's underwater, it's a 5-meter pull distance. I need to get a 12 on an IQ test after spending 2 mana in order to cast that spell. And splicing doesn't change my size at all, does it?
It could if you want it to.
I don't want it
And
to.
that would be-
I want it to be a normal person sized. In fact, I wish for it to make me slightly taller.
All right.
Yes.
2 inches.
I will just splice and make myself even more giant.
No, I think being 5'4", kind of short for like kind of shortish. I think that kind of works. He's an he's an in boxer. He's like a inside kind of guy, so a little bit shorter. And yeah.
You a southpaw?
I think so. I think that'd be good. Being going southpaw, I think it'd be good with this guy. Definitely catch you off guard.
Sold.
I think we almost did that in under 10 minutes, and that was with all of the explanations.
That's true. It was done pretty quick. But I think let's turn the ball over to the other players right now who have been working on this in the background as well. How are we all looking with these sheets? Gurgle?
Cool. I have kept my masters and mechanics abilities, but dropped the bonus that it gives me because his brain's starting to get a little slow on the thing with his lion brain added. So it costs me less. I've dropped my toughness by 1 and my dexterity by a couple so that I can increase the ferocity from the lion's influence. I've added a punch and a rifle ability, attack rather, a punch attack and a rifle attack. I'm not sure what to do about adding any numbers to that. Do I add in the damage, the hit, and the cost, or is that calculated normally when I'm?
By default, it's just going to use your dexterity and your ferocity.
Cool. So if
you want bonuses, these are pretty much modifiers.
okay,
Then
gotcha.
you would increase them.
And then I've given myself 1 spell. I'm not sure how to cost the spell, but I've called it Raw and said all creatures within 20 meters who can hear me consider me the biggest threat in the combat.
Nice. Very cool.
Because I'm the tank, and so I'm like, rah, come to me.
That's really good. I love that. Quinn, what about yourself?
I am gonna have to look up things on goats because I don't know anything about goats.
Well, it depends on what kind of goat are you. Are you one of those like fainting? Are you like one of those fainting
You're
goats?
just fainting. Yeah, add a spell called I fall over when there's a loud noise.
Yeah.
No loud bangs, please.
Yeah, fake death.
And then that goes really well with my raw.
Actually,
Every time I roll, Quinn falls over.
Feign death would actually be a really cool ability.
So that's an example of a flaw ability. So the flaws actually give you points. So that is a very fun thing to add on to characters that make it so where you are not as good as you would be, and so you earn points for that.
Very cool.
Where does one
I
add
like
flaws?
I should have said that when you asked how else can I get character points.
Yeah,
That's so
true.
good.
I don't see flaws anywhere on the character sheet. Is there not a place you can
It's just
add it?
considered an ability. It's just the name I gave it to
I see.
let you know
Yes.
that it.
Yeah,
Yeah, a
cool.
little differentiation. Okay.
You know, there's also a type of goat that like apparently can climb when it's only got like a 2 inch like clearance
Yeah.
off a wall.
That's what I was thinking. I was thinking of like those
Climbing walls
goats,
would be
those
amazing.
like those mountain goats that like can climb anywhere, and I'm like,
Yeah.
I don't. How do you
That's
get
cool.
here?
Yeah. Yeah.
How
Those
did
guys,
you get here?
They're pretty cool. Or you can even just have like this really powerful like kick, because have you ever seen those like ones with the goats that like jump around and then they'll like put all 4 legs on like another goat and they'll just be like, yeah, take that goat, and then they'll knock it over. Yeah, you can do lots of cool stuff with goats.
Yeah, this is definitely gonna be one where I'm like, I picked an animal, and since we kind of were like, we're gonna go in blind, I went, I won't even think about what goats do, and now I'm like, I need to look up what goats do.
Yeah, I get that.
In the chat, Kelso has a good point that goats can also eat anything, so maybe it means that you've got like a constitution bump or something for
Oh
yeah. Or your bite
That's
attack can like
awesome.
ignore
maybe it means
hardness.
poisoning use hard or something.
Makes you more tough or something.
Yeah, extra hardy goat.
Yeah.
At least then I know I'll always
oh,
survive.
you could have a martial art and you could call your attack a savage bleating.
I love you.
I love it. Best pun award. The best pun award goes to
Yes.
Gary,
Oh,
I think.
man.
All right, Bethina, what about you?
So I have a low on toughness, so I'm sitting at about a 6, which is just above basic. Given that I'm turning into like a third mammal, I don't think it makes me any more tough on the exterior. I'm still squishy, and I'm still a 72-year-old woman. I have given myself more dexterity.
It's impressive that you're above basic. to
Yeah,
be honest.
yeah, it is. It's
Keeping herself well.
she's
tight.
been keeping it tight.
said she keeps it-
As I said last week. She has an 8 in dexterity, given the fox genetics, making her very like sly. I've increased the intelligence to 11 because I think the fox's cunning and like planning is the main feature that Bethina has taken. And then I've increased the ferocity to 9. So I'm still ferocious, but not as much as the tanks and the more hard hitters of the group. You don't want to be cornered by Bethina, but it's more her intelligence that will be her strong suit. And then I've added an attack called Bite, which has a bonus 3 to damage and a +2 to hit once I've like latched on.
Oh,
and I
that's
haven't
good.
done anything else yet.
Nice.
Yeah.
Because another thing you can buy, which I didn't see on the CP cost list, is speed, isn't it? Like you can increase your speed with the CP cost.
It would be an ability if you wanted
On
to.
ability.
increase your
Oh,
speed.
right. Okay, yeah. Yeah. Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
So I might do that next week. We'll see. Like obviously we've just started to genetically mutate, so given that we've still got like 3 more sessions to sort of solidify what our characters are like, I just want to see what we're going to run into and what Bethina might develop into as we go.
All right. Cool. Well, Ricky, did you want to sign us out for the evening?
Sounds good. We covered the basics of how the game was played and how to make characters quickly. I don't want to confuse anybody with this is how it has to be done. You can absolutely dive into the rule book, figure out exactly all of the examples I have, compare what you want, think about all of the abilities that the fox has, like Bond said there, go through and figure out what an actual goat has and learn things like that, dense bones and things like that. And it's, as you can see, it's limitless. You can add whatever you want. There's no worries about going through the rule book and figuring out, okay, where is dense bone? How do I make a compact punch bubble? Let me spend all that time, but it still has the ability to have all of that. So you can spend as much time making your character as you want. And next session, we'll probably be getting into combat, and that's going to be a great session as well. So stay tuned for that.
Awesome. Well, thank you very much, everyone, and thank you once again to Ricky for hosting this. Guys, check out the Forge over on the links in the description. Boom, there they are. Also now available on Kickstarter as well, for those of you who wish to. You have links on the website for the Kickstarter page?
Yes.
Yep, brilliant, fantastic. All right, thank you to all of you guys. Thank you to the players and who joined us as well. If you haven't checked them out as well, allow me to introduce you to, once again, Robert Hartley, GM, who played the role of Gurgle, the half-man, half-tickor. And, of course, the infamous and delightful Bon, a.k.a. Detective Tato, playing Quinn, the Goat Man. The incredibly delightful AJ from Winter's Tales playing Bathina, the foxy squirrel woman, and of course myself as the Dead Aussie Gamer playing the slightly unhinged Owen, the Mantis Shrimp Man. Yeah.
Mantis Shrimp.
Mantis shrimp, yes. All right, we are now going to go and pass off our love and our raid to somebody who is doing what we do and what we love, which is, of course, doing some TTRPG stuff. Oh, actually, you know what? Hold up a second. Let's see. I just need to refresh stuff because it looks like Mendari might still be doing.
She's still on.
She might
Let's
still
give her
be
a
on.
second raid.
No, she's not on. No, she's not on. It was just taking its sweet time loading my stuff. So it was I was like, there's no way Mandari's still alive. Let's see. I know who we're gonna go and raid. We're gonna go and raid our friends over at Total Party Chill. Total Party Chill are an amazing group of role players who are friends of the channel. The GM, Devin, is a dear friend who actually is the owner of StartPlaying.games. So if you find yourself in need of any TTRPGs and find yourself having trouble locating a GM or the like, you can hire one because StartPlaying.games offers a wide variety of various systems, GMs of different talents and stuff for you to go and check out as well. I'm gonna, see if I can put down a little thing here. Playing.games. Boom. There it is. Go follow the site. Go check it out. It's a lot of fun. And we will see you guys next week. Same place, same channel. And till we meet again, as always, from us to you, game hard or die trying. Good night, folks.